Good morning. I'm Vivian Winda from Zambia. I'm going to give you a presentation on triangulation, particularly on depression, which is I'm trying to confirm that depression can affect all the age groups, including children. So triangulation has three components. That's how come it's called triangulation. So it has in this case, I'm trying to compare qualitative findings, quantitative findings, and the case studies. So I'm comparing them to see whether there's some similarity or differences. Okay. So according to my research, using the questionnaire, my findings were that environmental stress, such as financial or marital problems, can cause depression in the age group 25 to 50 years old, and it was at 37%. And then the other finding was that low performance at school or work can also cause depression in the young ones as well, and that was at 14.8%. Then also literature indicates that environmental stress causes depression, according to Melentic. Then in the interview that I had also, I pointed out the respondent brought out some points which confirm that depression is caused by environmental stress. And then in a case study that I had also with primary school pupils, the findings were that the children with low score on the inventory assessment 2 were found to have poor academic achievement, also problem with attention and low esteem, and social withdrawal. Okay. Then I'm just presenting what was here on a graph. So this graph still is showing, it's comparing the age with the factors that cause depression. So we can see that bullying was experienced by those who were 18 to 24 years old, 25 to 31 years old, and 32 to 38 years old. Okay, and also personal challenges like financial and due to financial and marital status. The age groups that were affected were those ones in the age group 25 to 31, 32 to 38, up to 50 years. Okay. Okay. So the other question on my questionnaire, I had to prove that the impacts of depression affect all the age groups. Okay, so from the questionnaire, I found out that from the questionnaire, I did find out that 23.33% 50% of those people who showed depressive, who experienced depressive factors, experienced effects of depression, like loss of interest in normal daily activities and feeling withdrawn. Okay. Then literature also, according to literature, it is also indicated that depression has affects the quality of life negatively. Okay, like people lose interest, they fail to sleep, or they sleep a lot, or they eat a lot. Then the children also, literature also shows us that children also are affected by depression. Okay. Then the chart is trying to show us the different effects of depression in the different age groups as well. So you can see that in childhood, people experience the loss of interest in daily activities, and also the feeling of withdrawal. And then for adolescents, the same, they still experience loss of interest in daily activities, problem with sleeping. Adults, almost the same symptoms. Okay. Then for qualitative findings, in the in-depth interview, the respondents also pointed out that of course depression has so many causes, okay, and stress being one of them, okay. And then they also pointed out that depression also has some impacts on people, like people tend to have low energy, reduced concentration in school, and also they have thoughts of suicide. Okay. Then literature also shows that a lot, especially for young people, end up committing suicide. Okay. And then the recommendation from the psychiatrist that I interviewed was that there should be health education given to the community so that they are able to identify depression, especially in the young ones, on time. Okay, then the case study, for the case study, like I said before, it involved second and fifth graders. They used a depression inventory tool to assess them, and those ones who were exposed to stress manifested effects of depression, like poor academic achievement, problem with attention, low esteem, and social withdrawal. Okay, and also it's also evident from the questionnaire that 23.3% of people experienced loss of interest to daily activities, and 20% had feelings of withdrawal. Okay, so the recommendations that I came up with are that since we have very few children who are diagnosed with depression, so the question is it that the doctors, the health workers, are missing depression in children? So there should be a study to determine that. Okay. Then The other recommendation is that there should also be a study to show whether we have adequate specialists like psychiatrists and psychologists, okay? Because each hospital should have at least at the entry point of the hospital there should be a specialist who should also assess people, including children, on depression or mental illnesses. Okay. Then I'm also recommending that I'm going to continue with this study in my master's program, and as I'm going to do that study, I'll make sure that I'll ensure that children who are under 16 are also included in the study, so that it is more representative and generalized. Thank you.